I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Once again, welcome back to another review, and it's another paid request, this time for Broad Stipe. Thank you so much for that. And just like I've said before, I'll say again, if anyone wants to request pretty much anything, whether it be a list, a reaction, a review, a re-review, a topic, something random, something crazy, whatever, feel free to request it, send it directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon, and I promise I will get to it as soon as I can. Now, this time we're talking about, sadly, G.I. Joe, The Rise of Bullshit. Now, you may be wondering, why the hell do I have the DVD if I don't like the film? I did not buy the DVD. This was a DVD, it was part of a pack sent quite a few years ago. And I didn't throw it away because it was a gift. And I love gifts. But it was for free, so I kept it. And I'm glad I did, because now I can show it for review and show it 18,000 times, so maybe it gets some whiplash, and maybe the film itself psychically will get some whiplash and be a better fucking movie, one where Snake Eyes doesn't have DS lips. Because for some reason, when Snake Eyes, he's got to have these, like, almost the fucking Steven Tyler lips. I don't know why he's got... What's this? He don't be wearing Steven Tyler PJs in the upcoming Snake Eyes movie? They don't bring back the Steven Tyler lips? You can't really tell from this picture. Even they knew it was shitty. It's in shadow. But, like, you have the mask of Snake Eyes and there's these big fucking lips. It's doing a scene for Rolling Stones now. Fucking Mick Jagger lips. This is a film directed by Stephen Sommers. I've liked some of Stephen Sommers' work. Deep Rising, my favorite film of his. I love Deep Rising, an entertaining creature feature starring Treat Williams, where it takes place on a cruise liner. Very fun film. I liked the first Mummy with Brendan Fraser. Thought it was entertaining. But stuff like this, I think he was the wrong choice for a director. This became a CGI orgasm, and it definitely doesn't hold up nowadays, let alone back then. And really, one of the big problems with this, it doesn't feel like G.I. Joe. You watch this movie, you go, if you did not have Snake Eyes and you change a couple stuff, no one would recognize this as a G.I. Joe movie. Right from the fucking beginning, when you think of G.I. Joe, it starts off like you would think a G.I. Joe film should start with. Oh, in France in 1641. Right from the get-go, when you think of a G.I. Joe movie, are you thinking, I bet it's going to start in the year of 1641 in fucking France? And I just put my head down and shake myself and go, why? Why are we doing this? And then you have Channing Tatum, Marlon Wayans, these accelerator suits that look like something out of a fucking Iron Man rejet than G.I. Joe. I don't remember many fucking G.I. Joe cartoons where they had to wear these accelerator suits and this other bullshit. Again, part of me just goes, to be fair, I've seen some of G.I. Joe, the original cartoon, and I remember the G.I. Joe movie, the animated one with Sergeant Slaughter. I actually enjoy that animated movie. Cartoon I remember not minding, but I'm just picturing that cartoon with Duke and Roadblock and Cobra Commander, and this seems like what the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? That's Cobra Commander. But it's the prequel, it's the Rise of Cobra. But when you think of Cobra Commander, do you think of Joseph Gordon-Levitt? Yes. Who would later be in plentiful amount of films, whether it be Inception, Premium Rush, which I rather enjoyed, among many others. Do you think of him in this fucking outfit, and that's Cobra Commander? Really? And Stephen Sommers, I'm sorry, he does not know how to shoot fight scenes. Because he didn't grow. You look at his backlog of movies. They're very special effects, very CGI filled to the gills. And sometimes it can work. Deep Rising. Or even The Mummy. Other times like this, it's just so overboard that you go, ease down, Ripley. Ease down. Ease down on the fucking CGI, man. But getting back to the plot, it's in the distant future. They literally say distant future. It deals with the bad guys wanting these warheads, which are nanomite warheads. They shoot something, all these little robots disintegrate stuff. Which is fucking funny, because the bad guys fight this convoy, where Channing Tatum plays, which is another one of this film's problems. Marlon Wayans, who is Channing Tatum's buddy, the military, they're bringing these warheads, the bad guys arrive, and the bad guys have they already have such high-tech fucking technology, it makes you go, why the fuck do they need these warheads? They got these helicopters that are purely stealth and are able to do all this other shit. You have this guy literally have the ability to inject and make literally a slave army to do his bidding. And Arnold Vosloo, who was in the Mummy films, he was also in Hard Target, among others. He was Darkman in Darkman 2 and 3, the direct-to-video sequels. He plays the character who would disguise himself. But here, this motherfucker injects all this shit into his face, so now he could just change his face however he wants to. You have that technology, what the fuck do you need these warheads for? You can make them yourselves. That's what it seemed like. Or you have technology even more advanced for the shit. Especially for the reason you're doing this, at the end of the day, is to get someone in the White House. There's plenty of other ways that you don't really need these fucking warheads, but whatever. So again, the convoy gets attacked. They get helped out by these other characters who we come to know are part of this program, G.I. Joe. Now, Channing Tatum, when I first saw this, as the years have gone on, I've kind of warmed up to the actor Channing Tatum, depending on which role he plays. What I mean by that is, I do think he is rather funny with Jonah Hill in 21 and 22 Jump Street. I know there are people that disagree, that's cool, but we agree to disagree. I thought him and Jonah Hill worked very well and were very funny in those movies. I could deal with him in White House Down. Now, would I have picked someone else? Yes. Are there other people I would prefer in that role? Whether it be a Thomas Jane, whether it be a Carl Urban, whether it be Idris Elba in the same role, like the same film? And yes, because to me they are better actors than Channing Tatum. But I thought he was fine in that role. But there are other roles that he is absolutely garbage at, and this is one of them. And then when you hear that he did not want to do the role in the first place, he was forced to do it because he had a contract, and they said, you're doing this or we're going to sue you, you could tell even more so, yep, that's what, even more of why he don't give a fuck. He's in the stage of I don't give a fuck-itis. Just there wooden. A fucking billboard would have more personality than Channing Tatum has in this movie. He doesn't have any charm, doesn't have any charisma. None of the leadership quality that you would want in Duke. This is Duke. The leader of the G.I. Joes. I mean, fuck. To me, they had the perfect Duke in this. They had Dennis Quaid. Why does Duke have to be a younger guy? Why can't Duke be an older guy like Dennis Quaid? Dennis Quaid, instead, he plays General Hawk. And I enjoy Dennis Quaid, and he's not in the film too much, but when he popped up, I smiled. This is the Quaid. You think this is a real Quaid? It is. Dennis Quaid. Why can't Dennis Quaid play Duke? It would not have saved the film, but Dennis Quaid just much better than fucking Channing Tatum. Even if you change his hair color, even maybe Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Well, nah. He's a better actor than Channing Tatum. That's why I was thinking that direction. But yeah, he's a bit too young. I mean, there are other people that you could have gotten to play Duke than Channing Tatum. Marlon Wayans, he's there. He's the comic relief. At the end of the day, I did not mind Marlon Wayans in the flick because I like Marlon Wayans as an actor, as a comedian, and at least he has some personality compared to Channing Tatum. And there's little moments where he's serious. There's a little bit of trying to hit on the character Scarlet. And part of me wishes Marlon Wayans was the lead. Because Marlon has proven he could do a more straightforward role. Requiem for a Dream, which is a solid movie. I'm sure he could play. I'm trying to remember the G.I. Joe names. It's been a while since I've seen the original cartoon, so I can't sit here and say I'm a connoisseur and I'm a... It's a cartoon I remember watching and enjoying as a kid, but it's not one that I grew up with, and the fact of I didn't follow it through all the different iterations of G.I. Joe. There's many other different versions of that cartoon. I didn't watch every episode of the original cartoon. But I guarantee Duke does... Okay, if you don't want to... If you can't find a Duke, save it for a sequel, and have Marlon Wayans have his character be the lead. And give him a bit more serious moments as well as his fun personality. I mean, like I said, at least he brought a little bit of a charm, at least a little bit of something that wasn't a piece of fucking wood named Channing Tatum in this fucking flick. Especially when I see people like Dennis Quaid and others, I'm like, I'd rather see more of him. Just have Dennis Quaid be the lead as General Hawk. If that's the case. Why not? So after the convoy's been attacked and they've been saved by some of the G.I. Joe, Channing Tatum, Marlon Wayans, they wanted to go with them to see what the hell's going on. Also, Channing Tatum's character of Duke, I'll just say Duke for the sake of it, he knows one of the villains, and it's the Baroness. And in this case, she is someone who is mind controlled because she is the sister of The guy who would be Cobra Commander, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character. Snake Eyes is in there. I don't know why they put lips. That's one thing I could say they fixed in the sequel with The Rock. G.I. Joe Retaliation. They took away the fucking lips. Because it's just so stupid. It was a stupid, idiotic design. I would love to know who the fuck was responsible, and more importantly, why. Because it just looks ridiculous. Every time you see him, blank face, no eyes, but you got the lips. Like, imagine if I did this fucking review like this, and all you saw was my lips. All I did was this, the entire fucking review, and it's just my lips. Hey, I'm talking about G.I. Joe Retaliation. Talking about G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. Is rising my blood pressure. I'm gonna have a stroke by the time I end this fucking review. Do you like my lips? Am I Mick Jagger or am I Steven Tyler or am I both? Yeah. And I don't want to miss a thing. Can't get no satisfaction. Exactly. Be fucking stupid, wouldn't it? Be fucking dumb. So, the effects, they're cartoonish, especially compared to nowadays. And you look at these effects, because every action scene is involved with them heavily, and you sit there and you go, why? This might as well have just been a cartoon. This might as well have just been an animated movie, because so much of it is in a fucking computer. Just have the entire fucking movie in a fucking computer. And it just looks fake, it looks phony, it looks... Like, does Stephen Sommers not know a word called practical? To be fair, in the convoy fight, there are some practical explosions. It's the scenes later on where that's really the case. But even then, there's a bit of shaky cam or a bit quick rapid fire editing during the fight scenes when Snake Eyes is fighting Storm Shadow. This character here, it's like they're fighting, but then you get little flashbacks of their youth and them growing up and one hating the other and then one killing the master. But then in the sequel, they try to make him a fucking good guy, which I didn't fucking understand, because in this movie, he kills people. He literally murders people. But in the sequel, they're like, I didn't really kill our master. I'm trying to find the guy who killed our master. And blah, 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 blah. I don't give a fuck. You murdered a bunch of innocent people. In this movie, Storm Shadow, your head should have been cut off and shoved up your fucking ass. Mortal Kombat style. Fuck Storm Shadow. The fuck is this try to redemptive art shit in the sequel? But anyway, did they not watch the fucking first film and see how many fucking innocent people he fucking killed? Or were they just, did they fall asleep watching the film? Maybe they didn't see it. So they're trying to find these warheads. At one point, the bad guys break in. Storm Shadow, the Baroness and such. They attack Dennis Quaid. And this movie's so shitty, it's slowing down my fucking webcam. But anyway, they attack. The G.I. Joe fight back. The action sequences, again, they're not that greatly edited in this. And it's a bit shaky and no smooth camera pans or edits or... Part of you wishes someone like the John Wick guys, you know, who directed those films and others, that they would have directed something like this. The warheads get taken. They're wondering what the hell to do next. Okay. By this point, the two have been training. Marlon Wayans and Channing Tatum have been training with the G.I. Joe. One of the people training them is Brendan Fraser. I'm like, okay, he worked with the director of The Mummy, and why is he not in the film more? I like Brendan Fraser. I'd rather have the G.I. Joe be Dennis Quaid and Brendan Fraser and Snake Eyes without the fucking lips. And I believe the guy who played Snake Eyes was Ray Park. The guy who was Darth Maul and the Phantom Menace. Which makes me wonder why the fuck is he not... well, I guess he's older. That's why he's not being Snake Eyes in the Snake Eyes movie. But... or maybe there's another reason. I don't know. Now, if I'm going to give some fairness, once in a while there's a violent scene that I forgot about. Otto Vazlu stabs through a lady, and it goes through the panel she's holding. This knife goes, and you see it stick out of her chest. And then they attack Dennis Quaid. I'm like, ooh, I didn't remember that. Pretty decently violent. Once in a while something like that pops up. Not too often though, because it is PG-13. It is PG-13, right? Yeah, it's PG-13. And Snake Eyes is fighting Storm Shadow. Baroness is fighting Scarlet. They escape with the warheads. And then, blah, 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 they get into that car chase, which is in most of the previews. That's when Marlon Wayans and Channing Tatum get in these accelerator suits. Because, yeah, that's what fucking G.I. Joe needed. It needed people in Iron Man suits. Or, you can't even say Iron Man. That's not even the right way to put it. Just super suits. Like, why the fuck did we need this shit? Why did we need them running and jumping as if Freebie and the fucking Bean, just jumping around? Great, so we could get more CGI into this fucking flick. There's more scenes in a computer in this movie than of live action. At least that's what it feels like. And they're dodging missiles in these suits, and I'm like, sure, this fucking reminds me of G.I. Joe. People in accelerator suits dodging bullets and jumping through buses. Yep, this totally reminds me of G.I. Joe, the real American hero. Absolutely. I'm sure there's 18 million fucking episodes of these type of suits. Well, Matt, they want to do something different for the movie. You know what? If that was a part 4, part 5, you want to do something different, I can understand. But your first movie, again, I've said it before. So much of this makes it seem as if, why even make a G.I. Joe movie? If that's the case. Fuck, the ending of Rambo 3 is more of a G.I. Joe movie than this. There's other movies you can look at that are more of a G.I. Joe movie than this. Even that, what was that fucking movie? Megaforce. Megaforce is more a fucking G.I. Joe movie than this. It really is. The good guys always win. Even the 80s. I'm not even a big fan of Megaforce, but I'd rather watch Megaforce than this. The Delta Force. The Delta Force is G.I. Joe. Technically, the Delta Force with Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is Duke. Or is Chuck Norris and the person in his beard that punches is Duke? That's fucking the Delta Force. Steve James, he could be Roadblock. There you go. The Delta Force is fucking G.I. Joe. That's my G.I. Joe. That's my kind of G.I. Joe. Not this bullshit. One thing about that car chase that's a bit weird. Snake Eyes is on this vehicle. The bad guy's vehicle. They just to a point where he's under the vehicle. So he's under the vehicle. He looks over while he's under the vehicle. He notices something. He lets go. Then the bad guys have like a 30-second conversation of, he gave up. And then Storm Shadow goes, no, he never gives up. Then they look. Then they pass through other buildings. Then they reveal a fucking train a subway, like a train, hitting the vehicle. So how the fuck does Snake Eyes, he's able to see the train coming, but not the driver, the Baroness, Storm Shadow, no one who has front row seats to see if something is coming. But Snake Eyes, while he's under a vehicle, he's able to fucking see it. But nobody else up top is able to see it. I guess Snake Eyes, he's see the future? Does he have the dead zone? Fucking whatever. That's the scene where they're trying to stop Storm Shadow. He fires the nano warhead, is taking out the Eiffel Tower, but then fucking Channing Tatum jumps on the helicopter, hits the button, stops. Which I do have to wonder, why do they even have a button to stop it? I mean, if they're really this hell-bent on destruction, why the fuck would you bring that in the first place? Hey, if it fires, whatever, there's no turning back, no off switch. Why would you bring an off switch in the first place, if that's the fucking case? Don't have an off switch with you if you were never going to... with these bad guys, there's no option that, well, maybe we won't actually fire it. So why have an off switch in the fucking first place? But dude hits the off switch very easily. Beam, bam, boom, it stops. And I guess because the bad guy wants to talk to Duke, they don't kill him. They bring him back. One thing leads to another, the other G.I. Joes find out that the bad guys are at the polar caps. Meanwhile, Channing Tatum gets brought to the lair of the bad guys, and lo and behold, once in a while the film would have these flashbacks to this Iraq, where Channing Tatum was friends with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Joseph Gordon-Levitt went to a building, boom, the place blew up. Channing Tatum was going out with Joseph Gordon-Levitt's girlfriend, sister, who is the Baroness. And thus the Baroness and Channing Tatum used to be boyfriend-girlfriend, but because they thought the brother was dead, they split apart. That wasn't the case. Joseph Gordon-Levitt was still alive. He decided to go with this other scientist who studied nanomachines and all sorts of stuff. And the explosion is the reason why he has this stuff on him. And there you go. That's the reason. As you prepare your interactive 3D experience, great. I want to see this fucking movie in 3D. 3 dicks in my face. That's the equivalent of it. I don't like this fucking movie. I think it sucks ass. It wasn't entertaining. It wasn't fun. It was barely even... You could barely think of G.I. Joe while watching it, even when you got a guy who's Snake Eyes standing in front of you. Instead, I keep noticing his DSL lips. Maybe he's gonna try to suck every fucking Cobra Cobra la la la's dick to Kingdom fucking Come, CUM style. Maybe that's this Snake Eye. That would be the Snake Eyes in a fucking porno film. G.I. Ho. There you go. A parody. G.I. Ho. Snake Eyes. Damn it, he rolled Snake Eyes. I guess he's gotta suck another dick. Open those big fucking lips up. I just... Big CGI orgasm battle that I lost interest in because everything just looked fake and phony and cartoony, and my mind wandered off the reservation and left my body just sit there and try to watch. It's Marlon Wayans shooting missiles in the air, because the warheads will detonate and get to DC or Moscow. The other G.I. Joes attacking underwater. Channing Tatum, the Baroness now broke out of her mind control. Just like that. And her and Channing are chasing Joseph Gordon-Levitt and this other guy that has now become pretty much Destro. And the bad guys get caught. Good guys win. Then it ends with the sequel bait that there's someone in the White House pretending to be the president, has the president's face. The president's actually played by Jonathan Pryce, the bad guy in the James Bond film Tomorrow Never Dies. He was in the Whoopi Goldberg film Jumping Jack Flash. And then Jonathan Pryce starts whistling this song that we heard earlier. And we realize, oh, it's Arnold Vosloo's character in disguise because of that tech shit that was put into his body. Which leads to the sequel where a guy people think is the president, he's an imposter. If people like the film, that's fine. It's just, to me, what about this screams G.I. Joe? What about it? I mean, the other characters I thought were either one note or forgettable. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, okay, he's Cobra Commander, but the way he looks, the way I mean, did I need or care to see the Rise of Cobra? Not really. Not really. Just with each thing, in my opinion, they fucked up. The action scenes are not that well filmed. Because Stephen Sommers, you look at his films, they're more... How the hell do I put it? I was going to say supernatural. Well, in a way, supernatural, I guess, with... Well... Not Deep Rise is not really supernatural. Well, that's more creature feature, but the Mummy and Van Helsing. I don't know why they hired Stephen Sommers, because The Mummy was a hit, but he was just not the right choice, because the look of the film, the cartoony CGI, which the director loves, all that shit, it just didn't work. Channing Tatum was totally miscast. There's plenty of other people who could have gotten as Duke. The other character, Marlon Wayans, is trying. I thought he had some charm, but I like Marlon Wayans, maybe that's why, but they should have just made him the lead and give him a bit more to do and play a little bit against type, which I think he could pull off, I really do. Snake Eyes, get rid of the fucking lips. Storm Shadow, as a character for what it is, it could work fine. As a foil for Snake Eyes, it could work. And, it's supposed to be big, dumb fun, but I just didn't have much fun with it. Again, the action scenes, so many times it was taken out by just how cartoony and how people are like, well, what's wrong with cartoony? G.I. Joe is a ridiculous, silly cartoon. I understand that. When I'm saying cartoony, I'm saying the actual look. It just makes you go, maybe this would have worked better as an animated film, strictly animated flick. You're trying to tell me it's live action, but everything looks like a goddamn video game. Give me the controller, let me play. The music. Of course, you can't have the fucking music from the cartoon. I guess that's against the law. And that's really the biggest detriment as I end this, since it's like 30 minutes now. It's called G.I. Joe, but honestly, there's not much about it that feels G.I. Joe. Again, if you change 5 things, it would just be completely other entity. And even on its own, that entity is not really something that entertaining. It's not clever. It's not funny. It's not witty, it's not exciting, and I don't really give much of it to most of the characters. In particular, your boring ass lead. Channing Tatum sucked fucking dicks. More than one dick in this movie. It just... Well, I just found a better actor than Channing Tatum. This thing, where I keep my glasses, better fucking actor than this movie. At least there's something hidden inside. When you judge Channing Tatum on this film, you'd be like, there's just an empty shell. There ain't nothing there. And yeah, it really did seem like he didn't give a fuck. It shows. So, with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.